Sairam students, welcome back. Hope all of you are doing fine. Today, in our today's session, we are going to go ahead with the third lesson of civics, that is chapter number 3, features of the constitution. In our first part, we have already, what did we learn in our first part? Yes, we started with understanding what is a constitution, what is a preamble. Then we understood what is the meaning of federalism. We understood what are residuary powers, the separation of powers, and we also learned about the different subjects which are there in the union list, the state list, and the concurrent list, as well as we learned about the union territories and the 29 states. Yes, now we today will be going ahead, and what are we going to learn today is first is the parliamentary system of government. India in India, the Indian constitution has provided a parliamentary system of government. Okay, now what is parliament? Parliament is whereby, since we have adopted democracy, the principle of democracy, we are having parliamentary democracy, whereby it is the rule of the people, isn't it? So what does democracy means? People, the system of government of the people, by the people, or for the people. So the Indian constitution has provided for a parliamentary system of government, that is according to the Indian constitution, means people's participation is there, and the parliament, that is the legislature, okay, the parliament is also called as the legislature, has the highest decision making power. Who has the highest decision making power? The parliament, or that is also called as, which is also called as the legislature, has the highest decision making power. So in short, we can say that the legislature or the parliament, they have the responsibility of in making laws for the entire country. Okay, so what does the Indian Parliament include? The Indian Parliament includes the President, the Lok Sabha, that is the House of the People, and the Rajya Sabha, that is the Council of the States. Yes, so what does the Indian Parliament see? Since it is laws are being made, so the people's representatives are there in this in the parliament. So the people's, the first citizen of our country, the president, so that person, the president is there in the Indian Parliament. Okay, then we have the Lok Sabha, that is the house of the people. Ministers are elected, the representatives are elected on behalf of the people. And the Rajya Sabha, that is the council of the state. These are people from different states. Okay, going ahead, the Council of Ministers that runs the administration emerges from the Lok Sabha. Now, what is this Council of Ministers? Children, when a government is formed, okay, now we take example the union government which is there. Now, over there we have the Prime Minister. Yes, now Prime Minister will be having his council of ministers. Yes, now these council of ministers, the people who will become the ministers, we have the education minister, we have the defense minister, we have the health minister, and other ministers, the agricultural minister, and all that we have. So these members, they are from the Lok Sabha, that is the, yes, that is the house of the people. So the council of ministers that runs the administration emerges from the Lok Sabha. And whatever work the council of ministers is doing, the council of ministers is answerable to the Lok Sabha for all its decisions. Okay, now all the members of the Lok Sabha are not there in the council of ministers. Children, there are 543 members in the Lok Sabha, in the Indian Parliament, the Indian Lok Sabha. We have 543 members. Out of those 543 members, there will be some who will be included in the council of ministers of the ruling party. Yes, of the ruling party. So these ministers, the council of ministers, who whatever decisions they are taking, whatever the policies they are bringing up for the betterment of the country and the people, they are answerable to the Lok Sabha for all its decisions. So the other members of the Lok Sabha can question them for their decisions which are being taken. Okay, and so the whatever discussions and debates which go on in the Lok Sabha or in the Parliament have great significance. On the televisions also you must have seen the discussions which is being going on between the ruling party, the opposition party, and even the speaker is there. So all these discussions, these debates which are there in the Parliament, they are of great importance. Why are they of great importance? Because when they are discussing about a policy, or they're discussing about an issue, so questions are raised, solutions are found, and also they are trying to see it as to how beneficial, to what extent it will be beneficial for the people and the country. So through these discussions and these debates, and they get an outcome, they get an output which will help the country. So these discussions and debates are of great importance, have great significance. Fine. So here we have the parliament, okay, that is the Indian parliament. Then we have the Rajya Sabha, and then we have the Lok Sabha, okay. So over here in the Lok Sabha, you can see children, the members are sitting and they're discussing. Yes, so this discussion and these debates which are there in the parliament, not only in the Lok Sabha, even in the Rajya Sabha, they are of great importance. Fine, going ahead. Now next what we are going to learn is about independent judiciary. Okay, now what is independent judiciary? Now for example, what we have learned is the parliament, or is also called as the legislature, the body, law-making body. What is the legislature? The legislature is the law-making body. What about when it comes to giving justice? Yes, when it comes to giving justice. So the Constitution of India, Indian Constitution, has created an independent judiciary. Yes, so this judiciary which has been created, why is it been created? At some times what happens when there are disputes between two people, so that cannot be resolved mutually, so that at that time these disputes go to the court, they are referred to the judiciary. Okay, now for simple example, if I give you, if there is a robbery there, theft is there, okay, and the robber is caught, the thief is caught, so he will be brought for the law, he will be punished. So all that is not done by the government, it will be done by an independent body, that is known as the Indian judiciary. Okay, so these disputes which cannot be resolved mutually are referred to the judiciary. The court hears both the contesting parties, looks into the injustices if any, and gives its judgment. Okay, so two parties are there. One party cannot go and file a law, case against somebody, another person who is not existing. So two contesting parties are there. So the court will hear about their what they want to say. You must have seen in movies also, isn't it, children? There are lawyers who are from on both the sides. One person will be telling against. So over there also a lot of discussion is there, and what happens over there, the judge or the court looks into the injustice. If any kind of injustice is there, they will look into it and see to it that the judgment is given, and this judgment which is given is to be done impartially. Partiality should not be done. There should not be any partiality. The court cannot take side of any one person. So it should be seen to it that proper justice is given in the court. Okay, so if the provisions which are made in the Constitution to that ensure that the judiciary remains more and more independent, means it is not going to be there under the pressure of any government. Yes, no government will have any sort of control over the judiciary system of India. So that provision is being made by in the Indian Constitution. Okay, now these judges, yes, there we have lawyers. So who will give the judgment? So there are judges. So these judges are appointed by the president. The president has the authority to appoint the judges, okay, for the High Court as well as the Supreme Court. But since the president has the authority to appoint the judges, removal of these judges is not that easy. It is not easy to remove the judges from their office. Yes, unless and until they do something which is illegal. It is for any just you feel like you don't like the judge, you cannot remove the judge from his office, from his post. There is a procedure which has to be followed for the removal of the judges. It's not easy. So these judges, the judges who have a great experience in the field of law and all those things, legally, illegally, what is legal, what is illegal, they should have knowledge about all those things. And impartiality is of most importance when it comes to giving justice. Fine. Next, what we are going to learn next is in single citizenship. The Indian Constitution has granted a single citizenship to all Indians, and it is called as the Indian citizenship. So we are brought up in India, we are residing in India, so we are given the citizenship of India, and the Indian constitution has granted a single citizenship to all Indians. Yes, so single citizenship, you are the citizen of the country India. Fine. Next, now when we are talking so much, we are talking about constitution, this is provision is there in the constitution, that provision is there, constitution, independent judiciary is there based on the provisions made in the constitution. Yes, now what happens to the constitution? Now we have adopted this constitution in the year 1949, and we started functioning according to the constitution in 1950, isn't it? But children, from 1950 till 2020, so many changes have been there in the society. Yes, there are so many changes, so many things have transformed. Yes, so accordingly, with the passage of time, there needs to be made amendments even in the constitution, or changes. Amendments means changes in the constitution. The constitutional amendments of India, or the constitutional, or it's also called as the constitutional amendment. So how can these amendments be made? Okay, so like see, over a period of time, your syllabus also changes, isn't it? Earlier, the syllabus which you are learning now, it was not the same syllabus which children were learning, you can say 5 to 10 years earlier, isn't it? So there is a change over there. So similarly, changes or amendments are needed to be done in the constitution as well. And it is not like I feel like doing the changes in the constitution, so I will go and do the changes. No, there are provisions which are being there for the amending the constitution. There comes up a need to make changes or amendments in the provisions of the constitution due to certain circumstances, and the procedure for the amendment is specified in the constitution itself, and the procedure for the amendment in the constitution is unique. Like I told you, there have been comes up a need to make changes in the or amendments in the provision of the constitution due to certain reasons. Okay, so there is a procedure which we have to follow, which for making the amendment, and it is specified. Yes, it is there. That provision is also there. According to the constitution, there is certain things which need to be changed in the constitution, that is also mentioned in the constitution. Okay, and this procedure is also unique. Yes, why is it unique? Because it is neither too difficult nor too easy, and the procedure is also flexible to ensure that general amendments can be brought about easily. More scope has been provided for giving more consideration and thought to important amendments. Okay, so this procedure of amendment of the constitution is unique because it is neither too difficult nor too easy, and it is also flexible. Why flexible? You can change it accordingly to ensure that whatever general changes are there, it can be brought about easily. Okay, more scope has been provided to make in giving more consideration and thought to important amendments. Okay, so one example which I can give you is about the voting age. Okay, now the voting age of people to cast their vote is 18 years of age. Yeah, the person who has completed 18 years of age and his or her name is there in the voters list can go and cast his or her vote. Okay, but this age was not 18 years way back, it was 21 years. Yes, 21 years earlier it was the person who has completed 21 years of age could cast his or her vote. Then an amendment was made, according to the provision, changes was being done, and that age was reduced from 21 to 18 years of age. So that is one example about the amendment in the constitution which I have told you. Fine. So this was also not too easy, not too difficult. A procedure was followed. Yes, a procedure was followed and accordingly it was done. Fine. Okay. Now when I am talking about voting age, yes. So when you voting means when do you go and vote? You go and vote on the day of the election. Okay. Now what is this election? In India, we are having democracy. So holding free and fair election is one basic feature of the Indian democracy. Yes, the parliamentary democracy which we have. So in the parliamentary democracy, we have to hold elections. So Okay, since we have India has adopted democratic form of government, people have to elect their representatives periodically. Okay, since I have of a age who can go and cast my vote, yes, but I cannot go and participate in the actual administration of the government. So on my behalf, I will elect the representative of my choice who can go and do work on my behalf. Yes, for that election, the process of election is there. Okay. Now for this, elections have to be conducted in a free and fair atmosphere. The citizens should be able to elect a candidate of their choice without any pressure or fear. Now when I say free and fair atmosphere, it means when a citizen who is going to go and cast his vote, elect a candidate, it should be of his or her choice. Nobody can compel that person. No, you have to go and give your vote to person A or person B. No, I may be, my favorite candidate may be somebody else, so nobody can force me. So that is free elections and without any pressure. Yes, without any pressure or fear. Nobody can terrorize us. Nobody can, you can say, try to, bring in fear into us and go ask us to go and cast the vote. Those are all illegal means. Yes. So this atmosphere, free and fair atmosphere for conducting elections is to be ensured. And who will do this and how will it happen? Will the government do it? Okay, what would happen if the government were to conduct the elections? So when the government were to conduct an elections, there might be no guarantee of such free and fair and just atmosphere for the elections. Yes, because now for example, in a particular state, the political party A is having its government. Okay, so after 6 months, suppose there are going to be elections held. So if the government over there conducts election, what will happen? They will try all means for their own political party to win the elections and form the government, isn't it? So over there, what will happen? There will not be an atmosphere which is free, fair and just. Okay, so to shoulder this responsibility of conducting the elections was entrusted to the election to an independent machinery. So the constitution has entrusted this responsibility of conducting elections to an independent machinery, and this independent machinery is known as the election commission. So the election commission is an independent machinery just like the independent judiciary, where no control of any government or any minister is there, for no any pressure is there on these independent machinery. Yes, so the election commission is an independent machinery who has the responsibility of conducting free, fair and just atmosphere for elections. Okay, so this election commission conducts elections for the state government as well as for the union government both. Okay, so this is the symbol of the election commission of India. This is the place where it's also called as the Bharat Nirvachan Ayog. Okay, so that is the the election house we have over here, Nirvachan Sadan. Okay, you can see over there the election commission of India. That is the building where the office of the election commission is there. Fine. So children, we come to the end of this lesson with the election commission. I hope you have understood this. Yes, and to conclude, I would like to tell you all, since you all are not even at the age of voting, okay, but still it is our responsibility to fulfill our duties as a citizen, so as to give proper justice to the duties and responsibilities and right what our constitution has granted to us. So for then, thank you. Sai Ram, stay safe.